You can see the difference between the two sensors. This is the old one. You can see that it's full of coolant, so it's never going to operate as a float. This is the one I picked up from Gumtree. Second hand, $25, and that might work. That's nice and clear. Here we have the little notch just there. The sensor has that little cutout part there, so you fit it in so it lines up with that little notch. Of course, you've got to have the rubber grommet in place. I decided to go and buy a new one, even though the old one looks okay. Just a little bit hard, slightly split on the edges. So for the sake of $11.45, that's the new part. That's the new grommet. You can still get them. Sutton's at Lidcombe, Byford, Ford, and also another place on eBay sell it. About the same price, $11, $12. Now here is the retainer screw-in lock for it all. As you can see, that one's really messed up. It was pretty messed up to begin with. I made it even worse in getting it out using needle nose pliers, just popping them in there and just twisting them around. Really did a number on it. So instead I'm putting the new one back, the new one being from the replacement tank, nice and fresh. I'm going to use this, which was a tightening tool for a router, but that's exactly the right space. It's 30 mils, point to point. So I'm going to put that in place to tighten up the new sensor in place. I popped the grommet on the sensor itself rather than the bottle. The last guy to touch this must have put it on an angle and screwed that up. So I think that just popping it on there might be a better option for me if it needs to be put on. These things, in coming out of the bottle themselves, you don't screw them out. They just come out. They can be quite stubborn. And to get this old one out, I did use a pair of pliers to gently prise it out. The one that was originally with this bottle, I had to screw it back and forth to ease it out. It was really quite stuck in there. It took me about 5 minutes to do. So they can be quite stubborn. You can use something bigger though. I had a 20 ml syringe, and I just took out 20 mils at a time, popped it in a bottle, nice clean bottle, and I'll throw that back in afterwards. It took me about 40 to 45 20 mils goes at getting enough out so it was below, well and truly below the opening here. Nothing was going to spill out. Even if you can't see it from the side, you can feel it, that notch. It's very obvious where the sensor goes in. Here we go. Let me see. It's about straight on, I think. Hold that there and I'll go and get the retainer. So I took the lock, threaded it on and started to screw it on. There she is. Finger tight as much as you can, and then we can use the router tool, tightening tool, to tighten it up. just have to clip in the two ends and fill up the tank again up to level and see how we go. Just putting back exactly what came out of it. I know the quantity. Pop the cap back on. Of course, it's always good to have something protecting the Duco because coolant and Duco don't mix too well. Back up to level. Let's start her up. That's the light there that we're hoping doesn't stay on or doesn't go on once it's started. Usually comes on within 10 seconds. So if we leave it for a few.
Let's wait till I get my nice connection. 11 pops.
So that's working.
I really don't know what's going on with it. I took the good float, put it on the old sensor. That still didn't work for some reason. So not only was it full of coolant, but the sensor itself wasn't working, or there's a different problem. So I went and bought another sensor on eBay, and then as it so happens, a brand new one came up on eBay for $100, so I've picked that up too. So I'm going to try them out, but I really don't understand why I can't get it to work. I was just thinking what I could do is just leave the sensor that's there right now in place instead of having to take it out and juggle it and put it back in again, the new one. I could just sort of attach that to the wire and close this up myself and to see if the light goes out. It saves me putting it in there and finding out that it doesn't work anyway.
Okay, that looks like the deal. The new sensor's been put in. Let's see how it goes.